Okay, so this video is about a speech that I recently did for my AP English class, and it was about discrimination against African American hair. So I'm just going to read through the speech like I did at school, and I hope you like it, and I'll add some pictures with it too. Isabella was a model. This is Isabella before. This is Isabella afterward. What do you think happened? No, this isn't some horrible scalp disease or the results from burns from a fire. These are the results of Isabella's efforts to have straight hair because she thought it improved her looks. This is an extreme case of chemical burn caused by the sodium hydroxide in a lye relaxer. So most people do not experience relaxer damage this severe, but this does show the potential the chemicals in relaxers have to do damage. What leads already beautiful African American women to believe that they can only be beautiful if they have straight hair? We live in a time and place where the freedom to do what you want to do and not be judged for it is celebrated. Why can't hair just be hair? Why should someone be judged as being political, radical, or just unattractive for wearing their hair the way it naturally grows? There is a wide range and long history of cultural thoughts and factors that have contributed to this belief. In Hey Girl, Am I More Than My Hair?, Tracy Owens Patton makes the observation. One common U.S. societal stereotype is the belief that black women fail to measure up to the normative standard, which is the white standard of beauty. This rigid standard of beauty began in slavery. Patton also mentions, in the 1400s, Europeans were exploring West Africa. Most of the hairstyles they saw were braids, plaits, patterns shaved into the scalp, and any combination of shells, flowers, beads, or strips of material woven into the hair. In African culture, hair was not only a cosmetic concern, but its social, aesthetic, and spiritual significance has been intrinsic to their sense of self for thousands of years. Europeans recognized the prominence hair played in the lives of West Africans, and the first thing enslavers did was shave their heads. This was an unspeakable crime for Africans, because the people were shorn of their identity. Also, author Sherwan Wade noted that their woolly, rebellious hair was one of the driving reasons owners viewed their slaves as inferior and dangerous. Women who had lighter skin, wavy, straightish hair, white facial features were able to work as house slaves. Who had darker skin, coarse, kinky hair, and broader facial features had to work in the fields, which was a harder task to have to do. Preferential treatment that the black women who more closely resembled the white standard received caused black women to have what Jones and Shorter Gooden call the Lily complex. This complex compels black women to meet a standard of beauty that is inauthentic and often unattainable, believing she can only be lovely by impersonating someone else. So this history we have just considered helps us to understand the epistemology or thoughts behind the stigma against wearing natural hair. Today, more and more women have decided to be natural, and there is more acceptance. Yet, there is still discrimination and prejudice from other races and even fellow African Americans for their choice. Those with looser curls and waves are still praised for their good hair, while others are told to go get a perm. An article in South Coast Today said, many African Americans say they refrain from wearing cultural hairstyles either because of misunderstanding or fear for their jobs. Even the president's 11-year-old daughter, Malia, received criticism on the blog Free Republic for wearing her hair in twists during her time in Rome over the summer. She was called unfit to represent America for stepping out unstraightened. Slavery was abolished nearly 150 years ago, and yet the mentality lingers. How an African American woman wears her hair should be a choice, made freely, and not an act of compulsion. Professor Banks, author of Hair Matters, Beauty, Power, and Black Women's Consciousness, was quoted in the New York Times as saying, "If a black woman makes a choice to relax her hair, or cut all of her hair off, or just do nothing to it, it's empowering to make that choice." She notes that this was not a luxury on the plantations. We should respect the choices people make and value their right to make such choices. So no matter what race you belong to, you can do your part to heal the wounds of slavery by letting go of the demeaning and racist mentalities that originated there, and see the beauty not in just one set of characteristics, but appreciate the uniqueness of others as well. So I hope you enjoyed that speech. I think I could have brought out different points too, but I wanted it to be something that my whole class and my teacher could all kind of feel persuaded by. I thought at first about making the speech about why you should go natural, but that might be something kind of strange for me to talk about in a class where most of the kids are white. And I didn't want to pressure the other girls in the class who are black, who perm their hair, to wear their hair natural, because I think pressuring someone to do something is just like the pressure that a lot of people feel to wear their hair straight. So why should I pressure them to wear their hair natural? It should be a choice, you know. And I think if someone had pressured me when I was relaxing my hair a couple years ago to go natural, I probably wouldn't have done it. So it's something that, if it's something that works for you, you do it. Or if you see the benefits of it, you do it. And if you have encouragement for the choice you're making, you know, you're more likely to go ahead and make the choice. But yeah, so I'm kind of happy that I decided not to make my speech on going natural. Maybe if I had a class that was all black girls and they all were relaxed except me, maybe I would say make a persuasive speech about why you should consider being natural. But, you know, it just didn't fit the audience. So, I don't know. It seemed like they enjoyed the speech. And when I passed the visual aid around, it seemed like they kind of were like, wow, you know, shocked that relaxers can do so much damage. So, yep. Thanks for watching the video.